What's up, Pirate Nation? I'm your host, David Heim, and welcome to a brand new episode of Hall Talk. History in South Orange, where sophomore pitcher Shane McCarthy has tossed the first perfect game in Seton Hall baseball history. We'll go one-on-one with Shane, as well as break down the current state of the baseball team and the softball team. You won't want to miss this. This is Hall Talk. This team needs to show me something for me to believe that they're going to make a run in the tournament.
I think they can have a chance of going over 35 wins without a problem.
Just stepping up from the 4 points to the 17. She's just dropping threes like there's no tomorrow.
But chemistry is an underrated key in college basketball.
That was by far the best game I've seen them play.
This is Hall Talk, and that's how the chalk talks.
Welcome back to Hall Talk. It's a very special episode for us tonight. It's our 50th episode of Hall Talk. It's been a great honor to bring Seton Hall Athletics to our viewers, so it's pretty cool to reach that number of 50. And at this time, I'd like to introduce my panel for this evening. For the first time, Matt Ambrose and a returning panelist, Dylan Schreibman. Guys, thanks for joining me tonight.
Thanks for having me, David.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So, what history in South Orange on April 15th? Sophomore Shane McCarthy tossed the first ever perfect game in Seton Hall baseball program history. Matt, I'll start with you. What is it like? What kind of accomplishment is that for the program?
It's a great accomplishment for the program. I mean, sophomore Shane McCarthy throwing the perfect game, and the way he did it was just completely economical, a great way. 88 pitches, only 69 for strikes, having 8 strikeouts.
Right.
And throughout the early going, lots of first pitch outs.
Yeah.
Able to just roll through that lineup. The first 3 innings only taking less than half an hour to finish. The only thing slowing it down
That'll
was the
help.
Seton Hall offense putting up those 10 runs. So just getting through those batters and having a low pitch count in the 9th inning. So if anything were to end the no-hitter or the perfect game, he would still have the gas in the tank to get to the end.
That's important. Dylan?
I think it's definitely meaningful. The way he mixed up his pitches from off-speed to fastball, his fastball was really working efficient. The defense behind him was perfect. And we have to remember, he's only a sophomore, so a lot of upside coming up. Remember, he came in, had the sparkling freshman year last year with a 2.19 ERA, and then this year throws the perfect game. What a player for this program, and more to come.
Well, it was certainly a great accomplishment. We were lucky enough to catch up with Shane McCarthy to talk about that day and the perfect game that he tossed for the Pirates. Take a look. I'm joined alongside sophomore pitcher for the baseball team, Shane McCarthy. Shane, thanks for coming in for us tonight.
Anytime. Thank you very much.
So the Pirates, they defeated LIU Brooklyn last Friday, April 15th, 10-0. It was a great win, and a little something extra happened. This guy tossed a perfect game. Shane, just what does it feel like to make history of that magnitude?
It was a great accomplishment to throw the perfect game on Friday, and as much as it is an individual achievement, I got to say it was a team effort.
Now, walk me through those last few outs. So, that 9th inning, what's going through your head as you're standing on the mound, knowing you've just got a couple outs left to make history?
In the 9th inning, all I'm thinking about is finishing the game, and I knew with my teammates behind me and the way I was going at it, myself and Mike Alessio, our catcher, spotting pitches all night long, that we really had a chance to make something special tonight.
Now, at what point in the game did you realize, wow, I can actually do this, I can finish this?
As you know, in baseball, when a pitcher's going well, you don't talk to him when he's on the bench. And when I realized 6 or 7 innings of no chatter in the dugout, that's when I knew something special had a chance to happen.
So the rest of the team, they just stayed away from you in the dugout?
Yeah, I was there just doing my in between inning routine, just sipping on some water, whatever I need, and no one was talking to me.
Now, what is it like after that game? I'm sure you've got a lot of people coming up to you and talking to you. What was your phone like? Just was it blowing up after the perfect game?
It sure was. I had a bunch of text messages and some tweets and some shout-outs from people who I haven't talked to in a while, so it was great to hear from them, and I really appreciated all the support that I got from my family and friends.
Now you talk about the game being a team effort. What is this team now sitting at 26-12, 1-2 in the Big East? What do you guys have to do? First of all, can a perfect game like this, can it rally a team, especially you guys moving into the final stretch of the season?
I think a perfect game gives my team confidence that every Friday night we'll get a quality start out of me.
Right.
And that's a good way to set the tone for our conference weekends. And that's really all we need to do is each member of our team doing their part, and that's when we play our best baseball.
Now, to build off that, just a couple weeks left of the regular season, what does this team need to do to unify itself, to build sort of a win streak? Because you guys have had a couple wins, couple losses. You haven't had a solid win streak since early April. What does this team need to do to not only build off of this big game, this big accomplishment, but to get ready for the home stretch of the season?
I think what we need to do is kind of go back to what we were doing during that winning streak, and that was getting the leadoff guy on base, moving him over, just playing easy baseball, which is singles. We don't need the big swing. We don't need the big home run. That's not the kind of team we are. And on the pitching side, definitely just filling up the strike zone and not allowing any freebies, walks, or hit by pitches, because that just never ends well. And the ability to get a strikeout when needed is huge for our team, and that's something we did really well during that stretch, and that's something we need to get back in the habit of doing.
Well, there you have it. If you see Shane around campus, congratulate him. It's the first Seton Hall perfect game in program history. Shane, thanks again for coming on with us on Hall Talk tonight. We really appreciate it. Now back to the desk. I want to thank Shane for giving us that inside look on history that he made on April 15th, tossing that perfect game for the Pirates. Now, Dylan, one thing that Shane highlighted at, humble as some athletes are when they achieve big accomplishments, he brought it back to the team and the unit. My question is, do you think that a feat like this can bring this team together going into the home stretch?
I definitely think so, because the pitching is there. We know that with their 3 starting man rotation in Dana, McCarthy, and Prendergrass, it's been there all season. If the offense can be there, I definitely think so. Maybe we'll get the offense going. They scored 35 runs in their last 4 games, including the LIU-Brooklyn series and the Monmouth game a few days ago. I think if their offense is there, they can make a run through the Big East tournament and possibly even the NCAA.
Matt?
You touched on it a second ago, the pitching, with especially this pitching matchup coming up Friday night between Shane McCarthy and Hunter Shriver for Villanova, who leads the conference in strikeouts with 62 of them. So both those pitchers with sub-3 ERAs, that's going to be a matchup to look out for.
Now you talk about the Villanova series this weekend, and I'll stay right here with you. This is a big series, and they're only a couple games out of first place in the standings. So a good weekend for them. And they could find themselves right back in the mix of things, move a couple spots up. How big is this series with Villanova?
It's a huge series for Seton Hall. I mean, they're sitting right now at 1-2 in the conference. Villanova at 3-3. But the key thing here for Seton Hall is the way they play at home compared to the way Villanova plays on the road.
Yep.
Seton Hall takes it. They always get it at home. 16-2 at home. Villanova 2-9 away from home.
Yep.
So they have to take advantage of this against a team outside of conference that's been mediocre at best. So they got to take advantage of this weekend.
Speaking of mediocre at best, only 15-21 so far in the year. This is a winnable series. It's about playing small ball and playing their philosophy all season that they had to get this point to this 26-12 record. Putting the ball in play, especially against Shriver, who Friday night, who has 62 strikeouts and 56 in the third innings this year, will strike you out. Putting the ball in play, advancing runners, and getting the key hit and breaking out the big inning is going to be the key for Seton Hall all weekend long.
Now, not only is it a big weekend for the Hall, but it's a huge week for the Pirates. They have Villanova, and then after Villanova, after one non-conference game, they'll take on Georgetown for a 3-game set. This could be a make-or-break week for the Pirates. Matt, what do you think about that?
It definitely is.
Yep.
I mean, Georgetown's right there with Villanova in the conference, also at 3-3, 2 games under 500. So 2 similar teams there in Villanova and Georgetown that the Pirates are going up against. The only difference being that the Pirates will take the road to take on Georgetown. So that'll be a tall task for them.
Dylan, big opportunity for the Pirates to control their own destiny. If they win, they're going to move up in the standings.
I definitely think so, and I think if you look at Georgetown, you look at Simon Matthews, their big pitcher, who's 3-3 with under a subpar 3 ERA and had that big complete game win a few games ago against Xavier. They're probably going to have to face him. And then you also have Michael DeRenzi from Georgetown, their big hitter, who hits 350 and 7 doubles. So it's good for the pitching. It's a big week for Seton Hall to make up some ground in the Big East, especially if they can win both series with Villanova and Georgetown coming out.
Well, they're not the only team in South Orange that has a big series ahead of them. The softball team, they're 21-23 overall, 4-7 in the Big East, currently good enough for 6th place. But they have a big series this weekend against Providence, who's second to last in the conference. So the the softball team has a really good opportunity to string together some wins and move up in the conference as well. Matt?
This is a series they need to take advantage of because Providence is second to last in the conference, 2-9, 16-22 overall. These are the series that you need to win. At least 2 out of 3 would be ideal. A sweep, hopefully, we all hope. But just the way that Alexis Watson's been playing all year with 349, 6 homers, 31 runs batted in. This is just down the stretch with so few games left, 10 after their game today against Drexel. They need to win as many of the games as they can, and this is a series where they should win them.
Dylan?
I definitely think so. It goes to the pitching. Madison Strunk, who came in as a freshman this year, has been terrific with a winning record and a 4.23 and most of their innings pitched so far. And you looked at Paige Smith after the St. Peter's game saying, we're young and we're tenacious. They will fight back. In the St. Peter's doubleheader, they were down in both games. The 6-run fourth inning in the second, and then the big home run by Noah Lent in the first game. They will fight back. They don't give up. And remember last year, they had a mediocre season coming in and then went to the Big East Final. So it's not over yet.
It's a crucial time on the diamond for the baseball team and the softball team as they will both be wrapping up their regular seasons into the home stretch of their seasons, looking into some postseason play. Want to thank Shane McCarthy again for giving us his time and giving us that in-depth look at history that he made last week for the Pirates. And I also want to thank our viewers. 50 episodes is no small feat, and we definitely could not do it without you guys. For Dylan Schreibman and Matt Ambrose, I'm David Heim. Good night, everyone.